That audition will be in just a second, but that's okay. That just means more time with Jason Mayhem Miller.
Yeah, bud. Finally, I get to stretch my legs out in the studio.
Yeah, great to have you. All right, I got stuff to complain about. First, I want to know where you're at with two things. They're emotional issues. One is 2 weekends ago, a week and a half ago, I was walking through Eugene, Oregon. Pretty crunchy town. Everyone there's just weird. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I get weird when you're 19. I don't get weird when you're 59. It just seems like a calorie burner when you commit to something. Like, you know, there's a guy goes, I'm going full rockabilly or I'm going steampunk. And it's like, but at some point, it's Sunday morning, you're fucking you're hungover, you just want to put your sweatpants on and go to the corner and get a quart of milk. It's like, nah, I got to put the goggles over the Abe Lincoln hat. I got to get my leather. And it's like, it seems like so much work to be weird. And there was a lot of weirdos in Eugene. A lot of fucking weirdos and a lot of adult weirdos, like women in their 40s, you know, with tattoos that aren't aging. They're wearing fucking belly shirts and their bellies slopping out over their pants, you know, like just weird calorie burner. What's in it for me? I don't know. It's not helping. I don't want to fuck you any more than I wanted to fuck you before you had the tats and the orange streaks in the hair. But there's a lot of these people. And I was walking around Saturday morning and went out to breakfast with Joe Prano. He did a power move on me, man. I said, I'm buying breakfast, you know, because we're on the road and you're opening, so I got to buy your breakfast. And I go, I'll just have scrambled eggs and onions. And he goes, I'm going to have the poached eggs with pork chops. And I said, pork chops? Yeah. I've never seen anyone order pork. I respect the shit out of what you just ordered, but I've never had a person sit across from me and order pork chops and eggs. And he's like, it's a special. and I'm going for it. And I was like, good for you. I liked it. I just never seen it. It was a power move, yeah. You know, but I'm walking and I'm walking through Eugene and it's, you know, 10 in the morning on a Saturday and the sun's shining. And I passed by a farmer's market, and farmer's market is, you know, that's Eugene. So it's like saying where people get funky, like you go to Studio City and there's a farmer's market, people are funky, but it brings out the funky, but it's still Studio City, you know? So it's like saying whorehouse versus Tijuana whorehouse. Like, oh, we're going next level. Yeah. So when you go Eugene Farmers Market, now we get all the funky people out here. And there's a dude, you know, 45, got a little gut on him, but not fat, you know, just normal guy wearing normal shirt. The normalest guy in the group that I've seen in Eugene so far, he's got a big sign, and it says free hugs. But he looks normal.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of his reason. Like, I'm not going to get a lot of hugs if people think I have full-blown AIDS or hepatitis C or pubic crabs.
No steampunk hugs.
No steampunk hugs. I don't want to fucking get his mascara on my cheek or something. So I look at the guy, and he's just standing there. Free hugs. I said, okay. And I went over there and gave that guy a big fat hug.
What's the review on that?
I got herpes. Pretty bad. No, I don't know. It was a decent hug. He had enough heft that there was a little something there.
Yeah.
Something I could grab onto. He was standing there alone for a few beats because I could see him from across the street. And it was like, free hugs. I contemplated it.
Now, are we talking over-under hug? Are we talking double-under hug? Are we talking he's got the double-under?
Half Nelson hug?
That's what I mean. I'm saying, like, in the hug etiquette, if I were to give you a hug, Adam, I think that I would go left under, right over, 50-50 position. You know what I'm saying? Equal opportunity hug.
Everything is mixed martial arts with you.
Well, I'm just saying, like a double pat on the back that signifies respect. You know what I mean?
We brought it in. We brought it in fairly tight, and I was satisfied with it. Somebody, as I was walking toward him, someone cut in front of me.
What the hell?
And I was like, are we going to throw down over the free hug? That would have been funny.
You know what it is? Is like you created a line which created demand for the free hug. It's like the pancake house that has nobody going to it until we put 3 ringers out in the front of it.
Yeah, it's like that thing where you think you're driving into the driveway for the drive-through at In-N-Out. There's a car coming the other direction, and it turns in front of you, and you're like, oh, of all the cars. Yeah, this guy slid in front of me, got the hug. Then I waited. Then I got the hug. And that was it. We went our separate ways. We did not hook up later on at the Indian casino.
No conversation, though.
No conversation.
That's half the battle
just
with the free hug.
I don't know what he's doing, because he's just standing out there with a sign that says free hugs the whole day, as far as I can tell, until he's hugged out. I don't know, but he's not getting tipped. There's no tip jar. Not a homeless guy. He just wants the hug. Is this free? I don't know. Is he married? What does his wife think? Heading down to the farmer's market to hug strangers?
Maybe it's a strange, like, collecting psychic energy, some type of voodoo. You are up there in the Portland-adjacent House of Freaks, Eugene. Therefore, somebody's, like, collecting. Maybe he has, like, a magic crystal up his ass, and he's collecting all the beauty of, like, pure love from Adam Carolla.
He could have stole a little of my light.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I felt a little light on the light as I left.
Evaporated like light bright?
I just felt a little light bright. I was a little light on the bright. I mean, a little bright I was light in the light department. And I think this guy's fucking himself. And I'll tell you why. Because once you engage in this behavior, you can never get out of anything that your wife or girlfriend ever asks you to do again. Because, if she goes, hey, man, remember I told you to move those boxes out of the garage? And you go, yeah. And you go, that was 2 weeks ago. I can't even park my car in the garage. You're still there. Yeah, I'll get around to them. Then they go, okay, so you have all fucking day Saturday to go down to the fucking farmer's market and hug strangers for free, but you'll get around to moving the boxes in the garage? You just said I don't have enough time to move the box. Oh, you got time, brother. Nobody's got time like you. You don't get paid to hug. You just sit there and trade spit and lint with people all fucking day and then come home tired from hugging strangers. Don't give me that shit. You didn't have enough time to empty the dishwasher. You got nothing but time. So I don't know if he's married. But anyway, we hugged it out. And for me, I realized as a human, I looked up and I saw the guy with the free hug sign and I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. And that's when I knew we had to hug it out. Like I stopped and I went, okay, now we're hugging. I'm thinking about it.
You fought against the natural urge to recoil in horror and disgust at a herpes-infested man.
Yeah, you've been in enough of these things.
Yeah.
I've been in a few where you get into a fight and there's a pause before the fight and you go, I'm scared. And then you go, oh, now we have to fight because I'm scared. That means now we have to do it. That's how I'm wired. I'm like, if I'm scared, now we have to do this thing. And I stopped and I was like, oh, please, I'm never going to fucking hug. And then I was like, now I have to hug.
This happened to me yesterday in the Spectrum store. Yeah.
You hugged it out?
No, I didn't hug it out. A guy popped off to me and got my blood up. And I don't know, I passed the...
Why would anyone pop off to you?
No, he was popping off to the Spectrum employees, and I just had enough, I'm the bully beatdown guy. I said, this
frontier justice.
Yes.
Yes.
I chased him out of there.
Good.
It was, yeah.
Listen, we need these people in society. We don't need people to not get involved.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my friends fought a guy in the parking structure of the Sherman Oaks Galleria. Not because he was fucking with us. He was menacing other people. He was fucking around with everybody who was walking out of their car trying to go into the fucking Galleria. And we're like, all right, no one's going to do anything. But he's fucking with women or trying to make their way into the Galleria. And we're like, now we got to fuck with this guy on behalf of humanity.
I got in the same thing at the Sherman Oaks Galleria, too.
Really?
Yes. I jumped out of the car because I saw, the telltale body motion. You know how you can, just see, hey, that's a robbery in progress right there.
Yeah.
And I saw that. I jumped out. Apparently, the guy I thought she got her phone back from him, a waitress. And then he started yammering on about how they're putting neurotoxins in the food at the Cheesecake Factory. And I said, oh, my bad. You're not a robber. You're just mentally ill. And I let him go on his way.
At the Sherman Oaks Galleria,
that
in
place,
the parking structure.
Yes, I've been in multiple incidents in there, so it's refreshing that I'm not the only one. Menacing people tend to go there.
They hang out in parking structures.
Yes.
They like a lot of concrete, and they like the smell of exhaust. And also, it's not quite an alley, but it's like a 5-story alley. It's got all the appeal of an alley to like a dark, sinister person, but it's just stacked on top of each other. Yeah, our guy was kind of punk rock. He had his punk buddy with him. He had a crazy weapon. You might know this weapon.
Yeah.
I did not see it until he brandished it, but we were already pot committed at that point.
Yeah.
It was probably about a 2-foot chain with 2 iron chrome rods on the end of it. It was nunchucks. If nunchucks were solid steel and had a 3-foot chain, and he was just spinning that shit.
I am familiar with this weapon.
What is that?
I don't know the name of it, but I've seen this in street fight situations multiple times.
Seems like it could do damage.
Yeah.
But we were already in. By the time he
when
pulled
you're
that
fighting,
out.
when you're fighting this type of circular weapon, like you have to like close the distance really quickly.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my friend Todd closed that distance. I did what I thought was effective. I had a leather jacket. I took it off and I held it in front of me to
I wouldn't
catch
guess
it.
that from a boxer. You know what I mean? I would think a boxer.
This thing was spinning hard.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get hit with this thing, and I was holding it, and I was walking him down, holding the jacket. And as I was walking him down, holding the jacket, my friend Todd flew past me onto the hood of a car.
Oh, wow.
And then it all broke loose. But yeah, he was ballsier than I was. I was just doing the jacket. Wait, who else did you fight in the Sherman Oaks Galleria parking structure?
There was also like a strange Chinese man, or I don't know, he was Asian, okay, who just, as I was coming out of the gym, just started doing crazy kung fu motions. I don't know if this is the energy that I used to bring. Some of that, I didn't give enough free hugs while I was out there. And suddenly I would just meet, a methamphetamine Asian man who just wants to fight everybody. And I just told him to go on his way. Usually, if I get loud enough and tell the guy to go on and take a few martial arts steps towards somebody, the same as the Spectrum guy, he like realized he did the math in his head and realized, okay, I should check out of this.
Yeah. You the voice, the sort of macho man savage mixed with the aggressive tattoos, mixed with the confused sexuality, makes enough people leave Jason Mayhem Miller alone in a parking structure.
Speaking of confused sexuality,
Here, Adam Ray, yeah, dicks and tits, everybody. In studio, man, Adam, I gotta tell you, first off, this Kill Tony with you is Biden and Shane Gillis is Trump. I watched that. I listened to the whole pod. I was laughing my ass off.
Thank you, bro.
Brilliant shit,
Thank
man.
you, man.
I mean,
you watch the whole thing? You usually watch the show?
I know. I don't normally watch a show, but I listen. I first off, stuff is better when you listen to it versus watch it. Watching, while it's fun, it pulls you in a million different directions.
Sure.
Listening is just a pure way to absorb information.
Right.
Which I've always learned. So I just popped the pod in on a Saturday and took a 3-hour walk, and I was just listening to it the whole time, just laughing the whole time.
That's
so
awesome.
It was excellent.
But you have seen some of at least the makeup and like how we looked.
Oh yeah, I think it's important to see the visual of the person, and then once that's locked in,
good.
Then it's even better because once you see the visual, then you go to the audio, then it's all theater of the imagination,
Totally.
when you're punching him and doing stuff like that. You're playing out in your head. So that was hysterical.
I came from the other angle where I watched YouTube, and you were like a Daniel Day-Lewis of comedic. Good Lord.
Man.
Good job, bro.
Thanks, brother.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, we hadn't, and I did a whole episode of my podcast about last night, recap of it, but it came together so last minute. I mean, Tony, I was going to do Kill Tony on that Monday, and then Tony was like, hey, man, this debate, went pretty wild. I'm thinking, like, can your makeup gal come down, do you up as Biden? Shane is thinking about sticking around because he was supposed to go back to Philly to start writing season 2 of his Netflix show. But he was like, oh, if Adam's going to do Biden, I'll definitely stick around and do Trump. And that's the longest Shane and I have ever talked. We've bullshitted at comedy clubs and stuff, but 2 hours to talk to anybody. I mean, obviously we're in character and we're, riffing and stuff, but still to be... we didn't discuss anything. We were in the makeup chairs, and once I got fully put together, it took about 3 hours for me and a little over 2 for him. And I just started shuffling around the room just to kind of start practicing, just to try to. Physical stuff is always helpful to get into character. That's why I was doing a lot of the smile stuff too, because that helped kind of ground me and keep me still. And Biden does have a lot of stuff to play with, other than. The people that were there were like, oh, this will be easy, right? You'll just fucking stumble and bumble. I'm like, not really, man. That's funny to a point. Like, and you also still have to be funny. It's not funny just to do exactly a good impression, I think. Or, you look at like Will Ferrell's George Bush. People really like that because he found a few things to hang his hat on, but then added his own kind of take of, the really, over, shoulder bounce laugh and just the faces he would make. So just trying to find a few things that people recognize so that they go, oh yeah, it makes them feel like, yeah, this is the guy, right? But then you can't just be one note with it. So it was like, sometimes I would try to, just take the joke, or even if I wanted to, my brain would think of a quick retort. I was like, maybe just do something that is a little less than that, because it would feel closer to what he might do in that. I don't know.
It was brilliant. And yeah,
I appreciate it.
No, it was funny.
Really fun.
At some point, Shane just gave a serious answer, and then he just went, "Sorry, I'm so into my character. I'm just answering like Trump. I'm not a comedian anymore. I've become this person that I'm doing." It was very satisfying. It was very funny, and
appreciate it.
And it was sort of interesting in that Trump. Little Trump goes a long way.
Sure.
He's a bouillon cube, and Shane doing Trump would have been good for 15 or 20 minutes, but then it would be time to move on. And you would have been good for 15 or 20 with Biden, and it would have been time to move on.
Totally.
But the two of you, it was never time to move on.
That's awesome. That's I did not even think of that. That's a great way to put it. Because, seeing us interact too, once we started to get into the pocket of it and really into the character and figure out what our dynamic was. And even right out of the gate, I think it was one of the opening things where the waitress came out and then he goes, "Great woman. I talked to her backstage. Great tits, real tits, American tits.
Right.
That's what's happening with this country. You don't have American tits anymore." It was like, and then I immediately jumped in and was like, "I was back there. I smelled her tits too. I smelled her tits. They were great. She's a great American. We got tits. We've always had tits," or whatever it was. But it was just, and then once we started to have a back and forth, I think it added something for both of us as far as like, okay, we understand the dynamic here of and then there was one moment where, because I did say there was a line where I think right up top, I was doing the face, and then I said, "Who just shit my pants?" And that was something I had said in the green room, and then everybody was laughing, and because we were just all getting into character and playing around, and Tony was like, "You got to find a place to say that," and it was kind of perfect after the long pause, but. I think that show has been it's where I did my first Dr. Phil really in a show that like was conducive for nobody's really done characters on the show, and so it was like, all right, well, Tony is very open to to having that type of fun, I guess, for lack of a better word, and so I think that definitely contributed to him being like, we should do this, and Shane's so popular. It's wild too to think that like SNL is really, aside from this, right, the only thing that does a long form political anything commentary, you know what I'm saying? But it's 12 to 15 minutes up top to start the show, rehearsed and scripted. So I wonder.
I don't think it's 12 to 15. It's 6 to 7 or something. I mean, their sketches are 3 to 5 or something, and they'll do monologues and stuff. But I don't think there's anything that's like that long form. We're living in sound bites and long form audio at the same time, which is like you'll talk to people and like, you can't make anything longer than 8 seconds for TikTok because no one under 70 will watch it. And I'm like, but there's also 3-hour podcasts that everyone listens to. Totally. So it's a weird, long, and short, but maybe it's a sort of savory and sweet thing, which you've had enough steak, you want some dessert, and then you've had enough cheesecake, you want to get back to the salt. It's a good time. It's also interesting that it's good for posterity.
Yeah.
Because you don't know whether you're going to really capture lightning in a bottle. You can plan it out. You can have thoughts and notions. You can take experienced people and go, well, in our experience, this is how we think it's going to go. And then the president gets his ear shot off, and we don't know anything. Like, it just happens. Like we plan, and then we don't know. With comedy, there's a little pixie dust, and some shit should be funny, and it's just not, and other stuff is really funny for no reason. And there's an element of that, and then it gets captured, and then your grandkids can watch it. Like, every once in a while, if I get drunk enough, I'll just pick up my phone and I'll go, I'm going to listen to me and Norm Macdonald break down Coward of the County by Kenny Rogers.
Oh, my God.
And I sit and I just listen to Norm break down Kenny Rogers and me laughing.
Yeah.
And then I think, my God, I'm glad this exists.
Totally.
He's gone. He'll be missed. But this exists somewhere, and my kids, if they see fit to, could listen to me and Norm long after we're both gone, break down Kenny Rogers songs. And that'll be there. That episode, those clips, your interactions. It'll just, when you're gone or when your grandkids are here and you wish you were gone, there it shall be.
Yeah, this is a time in history for sure that is going to be, I think, more so than other presidencies or just moments in this country where like this stuff is talked about, and Trump's presidency, and then Trump versus Biden, and then all the things that have kind of gone down throughout both of their times have, and also we're living in the social media age where there's so many more opportunities to capture things and see things. And like there's now videos of all these press conferences that will live on forever. My question is, people have been hitting me up being like, you guys got to do, this is before Biden dropped out. They were like, but now there's also even an open window where it's like, my buddy was like, well, now you got to do like, Joe's like just chilling, right? Or
he's
going to
be.
So what's the, like, are you going to do a Wayne's World cable access type show with him? And I'm like, for me, it feels like a one and done, and let it kind of sit like that. Unless somebody came and was like, will you and Shane do a live debate on election night and give us millions of dollars? Then I'll fucking throw it back on. But I feel like I don't know. There's something special about being like, there it is, and that's what it is, and then
it probably wouldn't capture the zeitgeist or the magic or the je ne sais quoi. There's certain, like, the little intangible shit. There's an element of stuff has to happen in real time, and then most every bit, like, thing I've done where, like, Joe Coy comes in here and breaks into some crazy Asian character or whatever that thing is throughout my career. When they do it, the next time they come back 6 months, I go, okay, let's do that thing again where I'm going to set them up this time. This time I'm going to write down what I want to say. I'm going to have a list of stuff. It never quite is good.
Right.
It's if the person is really good, it will be good. Yeah. But it's not what the first one was.
No.
But it's just like Jaws 2. You know what I mean? It had a shark, it had water, it had kids. It just isn't, because there's an invisible element of the first one where we're experiencing this happening
for the first time
in real time. Yeah. Then later on, it gets mapped out, and it just never, it can be good, but it's never what that first one was.
You don't capture the magic of seeing it all come together for the first time and seeing and knowing that too. I think once you kind of have to adjust the way you're looking at it, then it kind of fucks up it taints it a little bit.
So for you, and this is the longest you've ever been on the show before saying the word taint. So
drink 5 if you're playing the taint.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Adam Ray. I got a couple of questions.
Yes.
I was, and Jason, you tell me too. If I think my car called me a pussy the other day, and it may have known where I was going. I was going to Palm Springs to watch Paula Abdul do a show.
Pussy.
Yeah. And
I saw that show too the night after in San Diego.
oh, you did?
Yeah, I saw your pictures back. Joey McIntyre is a good friend
Yeah.
of mine. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that.
So the Backstreet Boys?
The New Kids on the block.
New Kids.
Yeah.
New Kids.
Backstreet Boys were
Different
set
band.
up to succeed because of the New Kids, for sure. Paula, how about her? Well, we'll get to that.
So you saw the show?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Was there
you see
an
Paula
appearance?
Abdul the last 17 days?
Listen, I'm only going for MC Scat Cat.
Okay. So I'm going to see New Kids and Paula Abdul, and I'm in L.A., and I got to drive to Palm Springs.
Sure.
And I think my car knew
What you were
where I
driving
was
for.
going.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I got about 2 hours, because it takes about 2.5 hours
Sure.
to drive from Malibu to Palm Desert. I get about 2 hours in, and my car has a thing come across the dash, and it goes, time for a break. Like, hey, Grandpa,
this, yeah.
Abdul can wait.
Abdul can
You
wait.
need to pull it over.
Almost trying to talk you out of it.
You need to pull
over
over at
and
that
rethink.
Hadley's Date Shake Shack and just catch a few Z's, Grandpa. You're in no position to go 3 hours of driving. I'm like, why you call me a pussy?
Yeah,
I'm fucking
that's
handling the car. I
fine.
have a professional race car license. What
Yeah.
are you talking about? It's
Yeah.
like 2 hours. It's almost
It was
3
during
in
the
the
day,
afternoon.
too, right?
The fucking
Yeah.
sun is
Sun is
shining.
out. You're
it's
fine.
105 degrees outside. I'm supposed to pull over.
Yeah.
All I've been doing is going in a straight line for 2 hours. Why do you think I need a break?
It's too much.
Did it know I was seeing Paula Abdul
Yeah, I think
and New
so.
Kids
Yeah, I think so.
and DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Wow,
Oh.
what a start. I mean, really,
was.
they throw these '90s remix tours together, and I saw one that was them, Nelly, and TLC.
What?
Them, Boys to Men, and Paula Abdul. Paula, though, I mean, I think she said, I forget her age. I think she said 62. I almost said 72. I don't think that'd be possible.
No,
I don't think
61.
America will allow
61, maybe
that.
62. Yes,
We'll allow an 80-year-old president, but we will not allow a 70-year-old female pop star to continue.
she's gonna have to get something more appropriate in the dress department. Like
Yes.
at a certain point, the leotard with the fishnets got to go. Like when you hit your 75th birthday.
I mean, but I think for sure. I think, yeah. What's the appropriate attire at that point?
I think leggings.
Yeah.
With a kind of unitard.
Sure.
If your body can support that.
Yeah.
But you can't have a lot of crotch. Yeah, she's 62 and a lot of ass. Paula's very diminutive.
Yeah.
So she must have done this in your act, and I question this. She got up there and she goes, all right, for the next 30 minutes, we're taking a walk down memory lane. And I thought 30 minutes, it's interesting that she said 30 minutes because I would have her as a sort of co-headline.
Sure.
I would think maybe she would do an hour, maybe 45 minutes. She said 30 minutes. 30 minutes, listen, Adam Ray headlines to sold-out shows all over the country. You've never walked out there as a headliner and go, for the next 30 minutes, you would say no time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do 30 minutes.
No.
But if you were doing 30, you probably wouldn't announce
No.
30.
You're right. It
Why
does
the 30 announcement?
maybe.
And did she do it on your show?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I think to probably, I don't know, there's something about maybe she wants you to know. Maybe she thinks it
She's
sounds like a
probably
longer
saying,
time.
I ain't going to stay here for a long time.
Yeah. So soak it up while I'm here.
Soak it up.
Yeah.
All right. And then she did the mic switch, but she wasn't singing.
Right.
So why the mic switch?
I don't think she was singing at all.
No, she was no
No.
singing.
And that's fine. She was moving.
I guess.
She's giving. I mean, who's going? I mean, yeah, there probably were
I don't
some.
know. I don't know. Like
people were
I
fired
was
up.
with a high-priced call girl the other night. She didn't fuck or suck or anything, but that's good. She's just
She was
living her
there.
best
She was
self.
playing the
she was
part.
there. She just spent my money.
I think the cartoon cat sang more than Paula did.
Yeah, she did not
MC
sing. Right?
Scat
MC
Cat.
Scat Cat,
Everyone
yeah.
looked at me like they didn't know who I was talking about.
No, we know.
Yeah, we know.
we know.
Yeah, we know. We just weren't trying to go down that rabbit hole yet.
Yeah, you're right.
So she didn't sing, but she did a lot of dancing.
A lot of
right?
dancing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole show. I mean, it's a dance heavy show aside from DJ Jazzy. But what did you think of the New Kids?
Oh, I was.
Is it an appropriate amount of pelvic thrusting for you? I know you require at least 5 per song.
I threw myself into the deep end of that pool, man. I was just like, I'm here. I'm queer.
You have to.
Get used to it.
You have
and
to.
I was on my feet, and I was up there.
They put on a good show.
They put on a great show.
You were hanging
I was
tough.
just dancing.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
hanging
dude.
tough. And at some point, Joey McIntyre spotted me in the crowd. You know, we had a moment.
How good does that feel? Yeah.
Oh, none better.
When a boy band member spots you in the crowd.
And it wasn't because I hit him with the panties either, because he didn't know where those came from. His back was turned to the crowd when I hit him with the panties. Thong, you know.
Yeah.
He just did the... I was back a bit and to the side a bit, but he was like, oh, hey, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think Joey McIntyre's looking at me.
Yeah.
And then they did the came into the crowd 5 minutes later
Yep,
move.
yep.
You know it.
Yep.
Walked in, and when he walked down, he just, I think we have a video of it.
Oh,
even,
wow.
yeah. What do I... He's like, hey, man, how's it going? Because Joey's such a good dude.
He is. Look at that.
And
amazing, dude.
So we had a great time. I was a little, and then we went back and hung out a little bit.
Now, once he saw
good.
you in the crowd, did you feel like, where you had to or did you do something back?
I did the dick suck
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
Just to let him know I see you too. Whatever you want.
I was worried or not sure whether he's looking at me or not. And it's always a little weird. We've all had that. Why is this?
We've all intercepted
Why
a
is
glance.
this the most humiliating experience in the world? Why this experience? Like you're at an airport and there's someone like 30 feet away and they're waving and you go, oh, okay. And you wave back at them and then you look back and they're waving at somebody. Why is that humiliating? Isn't that you just being friendly and sort of attentive? Like, why do we go, oh, shit, oh, fuck?
Yeah, that's us trying to, I think you're being a good person by trying to, you see the person waving and all of a sudden, maybe some people might assume that are in this business, they're like, oh, of course that's for me. So right away I'll throw my hand up. But more often than not, you're trying to vet it out and you're like, oh, are they looking at me or is it behind me? And then you see them continue to wave. And for sure, it's for the person behind you that just isn't seeing their wave, but you're like, I don't want to leave them out to dry. So finally, you're like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, it's me, Adam Carolla. And then they're like, no, douchebag, my mom's behind you. But she does look like you.
Why does a wave of humiliation wash over me when all I'm doing is being kind of a friendly, attentive person who doesn't want to leave someone hanging with a wave? Why do I feel so humiliated?
It's almost like getting picked last in kickball or whatever. It's like they're like, we want this. You think you're a part of it, and then all of a sudden
you're not a part of it.
You're not a part of it. Nobody wants you. And you take it to an extreme.
Anyone see the new movie Twister?
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, I may ruin it for you a little bit.
Did you go? Well, I was at the Comedy Store last night, and Jelly Roll came out, and so that's why my voice is like this. I had
Oh, really?
I went for it last night.
Were you doing Dr. Phil?
No Dr. Phil live show, just a regular Comedy Store show. And Jelly Roll came down, and then we just, he was like, it's my day off, man. So we just the drinks were fine, but then he has this bong that has dabs, and I don't do dabs.
Well,
I don't do. Hi, I'm Adam Ray, and I don't do dabs unless you're a famous singer.
First off, it's hard to drink with guys that are 300 pounds.
For sure. He's slimming down, and he also does the thing where he'll take shots and then throw some water down it. He's good at balancing. That's the responsible move. And he also is like, when I'm on the road, I'm not ripping it. So when he has a day off, he goes for it. But even walked out totally fine. I, on the other hand, after 19 fucking bong rips of this dab, and I looked over at my buddy one time, he's like, that feels like too much. And I was like, it probably is. And then it was, but we had a great time. But he showed me his phone. He has a song in Twister.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. And he said,
do you just spot him in the crowd? Do you invite him out?
No, he hit me up and said, I want to come down to the store. Are you there? And because he did a Dr. Phil live show. I met him at the Kill Tony New Year's show last year in Austin. He sang the national anthem, and I got out of we pulled up in the Sprinter van that had brought us over, and I see Tony and Jelly Roll and everyone's waiting outside, and it's about, I'm doing Phil at the arena, and it was the night that Real Phil gave me the Guest of the Year award and for Kill Tony, and I just get out right away, and everybody's like, oh shit, and I go, Jelly Roll, you fat piece of shit. I go, I told you to get on my program, and then we all just start, having a good time. Real sweetheart. And so he just, after he did the Phil show, he whenever he's in town, he tries to come by. He never partied in the back bar. They just redid the back bar at the Comedy Store. You got to come down there sometime.
Oh, the back bar.
When you come to the Phil show, we'll make a night of it.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So the back bar is not the green room.
No. There's a back bar. There's an area called Sacred Ground where people smoke weed and hang out.
All right. So
through the back bar.
There's the main stage.
Yeah.
Then there's backstage of the main
You know
stage.
where the bar
green
is,
room.
right? Where all the bartenders are making their drinks and everything's happening?
Yeah.
So if you go through that, in the back left corner, there's a back bar. It used to be the video room where they would archive all the old footage of my buddy used to do it, and when I was working phones, and I'd go down there with him, and he's cataloging all his, he'd show me old prior main room sets,
Wow.
and who's the comedian? He was he had overalls and a big beard. We watched old Kinnison sets, just random
Wow.
sets on like a Tuesday. It was
Wow.
wild. And then a bunch of poly sets, and so now that is a back bar, and it feels like a speakeasy, and they have
Wow.
Ciro's on it, which was what the Comedy Store was, right? That
Right,
nightclub.
Ciro's,
yeah.
right.
And it's fun, man.
So you can rip bong loads with Jelly Roll over there.
Someone came in. Somebody said, a staff member of the store. I said, "Do you think we can smoke in here?" And usually everyone goes around the corner outdoors, and they were like, "Yeah." And then, literally, as we were finishing up after smoking for about a half hour, somebody came in and was like, "Hey, you can't smoke in here."
Right.
And then, and Jelly was supposed to be like, "My man, hey, my man." And I was like, "That's on me." And they're like, "Yeah, you should know better." But I didn't want to throw the staff member that was like, "It's probably fine."
Right.
But if you haven't,
So shots and bong loads with Jelly Roll.
yeah, but it was.
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, when in Rome,
Yeah,
it
no.
was. I wasn't. I hadn't drank in about 9 days, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go another 9. Fucking
Not with Jelly Roll.
nope.
you're not.
But he showed me this video of him in the theater when his song came on, and he told this great story how they had asked. A bunch of people he was with to write songs for Twister, and he was like, "I have a bunch in a Dropbox folder. I'm going to send it to you. You let me know." Like, if it sounds like you've asked a bunch of people to write songs. I got a bunch here. Like, kind of doing a bunch of other shit right now. So time is kind of a factor. But here's a bunch of songs in a Dropbox folder. If any of them resonate, and they pick 2, and one of them he said is in like a 2.5 minute scene. It's one of the big 3 set pieces. He said
That one was called "I Got Hit by a Cow."
Is that it?
No.
Wow.
But every time there's a Twister or tornado movie, there's always a cow.
Well, don't ruin.
Cow in the air means we got an issue.
Did they do a kind of a throwback to the first one? Are there barnyard animals up in the air?
There's everything is up in the air.
Does Helen Hunt make a cameo?
No.
Then I have a real problem with this.
No,
film.
but for $75, she will do a cameo. But we gotta wait for your birthday. You haven't got there yet.
Wow.
So it's good. It's fine. There's no problems with it whatsoever. But there is a kind of mechanical problem with it, and many movies do this. They sort of skimp in the mechanical department, and I'm a gearhead, and I understand. I used to build houses, and I understand how things work, and so they'll do like a quick thing where, like, first off, they're way too casual. Like, they'll do a lot of stuff where they'll go like, "We got to get off this roof, babe," and the guy's with the starlet,
Right.
and they'll fire the crossbow, and it'll stick into the cement wall 14 stories up on the other side, and they go, "Get on this zip line," and she never goes, "Hold on a second, we got to test it first.
Yeah.
That thing's just stuck in the side. Well, that thing may pop out. They just zip line across, right? So they're not asking enough questions. But so Glenn Powell had couple things. Sponsored by, they were definitely sponsored by Dodge, because every single truck, every single vehicle was a Dodge vehicle, right? Which is fine because they're sponsored by Dodge,
That's
but
big for them.
it does bump you at a certain point because somebody's got to be driving a Ford F-150 in this fucking farmland.
Yeah,
Like, there's
come
got to
on,
be
man.
one,
Oh,
you know?
wow, okay.
Everything's Dodge. So he's drinking a Dodge beer.
He's fucking with the Dodge
He's in
condom.
a fucking Dodge granola bar. Like, it's the certain boys. Like,
It's a little pushy.
Too much Dodge. Yeah, let me get my Dodge condom before I seal the deal. It's too. And what you got to do is, if you're sponsoring it and you're Dodge, you go, "Look, we'll do all Dodge products in here. That'll be, the hero shots, but we're gonna have a piece of shit Chevy come by with the bad guys driving there." And they go, "No, it's just Dodge." And it's like, no, but have a piece of shit. Have the competitors be a piece of shit and make a point. And also, it'll look more realistic because never has anyone been in an environment with simply Dodge products, So he's got the Dodge, and he's Glenn Powell. And
He's a movie star.
he's so good looking, he has like a double dimple. One dimple, not enough.
Wow, shots fired, Mario.
He has sorry, Lopez.
Sorry, Lopez.
There's a new dimple
in town.
sheriff in town. And his name is Glenn Powell. He does
double dimples.
He smiles and he has a double
His dimple
side.
has a dimple.
His dimple has a dimple.
His abs have pecs.
Yeah, like when you see the yacht going along and it's towing another boat.
Yeah.
That's what he has with dimples.
Wow.
He's got the main dimple
Wow.
and then the secondary dimple in case he's got to use it,
Is he the next Brad Pitt? I mean, Brad Pitt is a phenomenal actor.
I think he's the next Tom Cruise.
That makes sense.
He's too short to be
is he a short
Brad.
guy?
Yeah, I think he's a shorter. He better be short or I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, that makes you feel a little better.
Yeah. So he's got the Dodge and he's got the big Dodge dually it's like outfitted, and it's got that kind of Ghostbusters sort of vibe, stuff, hoses and junk, that stuff that would never work.
Right.
I have old cars. They don't even fucking start half the time, much less I don't hit a button and the hydraulics come up and lift me over a fence or something. That would never work. But he's got the Dodge, and he's got the Dodge dually, the big thing, and it's all cool guyed up, and that's his truck, and we can show a picture of it. And he has something built into this truck, and you can bring it up a little bit larger if you can. He's able to essentially drive into the eye of the storm in this truck. And he just goes, and everyone's screaming in the truck, no, because the eye of the storm, it's picking up barns, it's picking up tractor trailers, it's picking up cattle trucks, filled with cattle and just scattering them to the wind like toothpicks. You know what I mean? It's picking up livestock. It just picks up everything and just tosses it, right? So you go, well, he's in this pickup truck, and it's got this kind of half a roll cage around it and a lumber rack and devices and everything. But isn't it just going to get picked up and thrown thousands of feet across, and everyone in it's going to die because it's pulling houses off of foundations and picking up farm equipment and tractors and everything, right?
Does everything on this truck have a purpose? Like, is there like a Doppler radar on there? Like, what's at the top thing?
It looks like it has drills to lock into the ground. I think you're getting to that. That's how he avoids getting thrown through the air.
On the side is a post hole digger with a 7-inch auger bit on it. Now that 7-inch auger bit, which could be a 6-inch auger bit, is hooked up to like Briggs and Stratton engine at the top, and it's basically a post hole digger, which is you can dig a post hole with that weird clamshell thing.
Yeah.
And or you can just use the big auger and then you go down 18 inches and then you put the 4x4 in there and you fill it with some cement or concrete and then you've got your post, right? So he, on each side of this rig that probably weighs about 5,000 pounds, he's got these two 6-inch augers. But the two 6-inch augers could only go down about 2 feet. The truck is 18 inches off the ground. Got a lift kit on there probably. And when you see the travel of the device, it probably goes down about 16 inches into topsoil, like farmland, like tilled soil. Like if you took your mailbox and you just planted it down in that farm soil 16 inches and walked away, it would fall over.
Right.
There's no pullout to that at all. There's nothing. If you took that auger bit and just shoved it 16 inches into that worked topsoil because it's all farmland. They're all in the middle of fields. You could just walk, and you walked away from it, it would probably fall over. Or if a wind more than 8 miles an hour came by, it would fall over. So every time they fly into the eye of the storm, and then Glenn Powell shoots the double dimple and goes, don't worry about it. And he flips the switch on the console, and you see the thing go, but it goes down 14 inches into tilled topsoil. No fucking grab, no pull out whatsoever. The second that thing got close to that, it would just throw that like a fucking tinker toy across the room. But that's what they did. Every time, no one raises their hand and goes, listen, Tornadoes and twisters, they pick up buildings and throw them. They pick up tractor trailers. They pick up farm equipment. They will pull water towers out of the ground and throw them.
Sorry, that's that hot guy confidence, though. He was just like, I got it. Don't worry about it. I'm a hot
so
guy.
Much hot
God
guy.
is on my side.
Hot guys have confidence.
Dude, all the confidence. Almost to a, it's wild how much confidence.
Are you with me on this theory? People used to think that Tom Cruise was gay until he rode the motorcycle off the cliff, and then everyone went, okay, he's straight.
Really? That's what turned people?
That's what turned him. I used to think he was
How
gay.
about fighting underwater or sliding down a fucking
when
building
he took
window?
that motorcycle, just launched himself off, I've gone, not gay.
Like, this guy's seen
No
boobs,
way.
and he knows what to do with them.
Yeah. He knows what to do.
Well, okay, cool.
All right, so the stupid 6-inch auger bits that went down 14 inches on each side of the truck would not be enough to do jack fucking shit in any situation, right? Like, here's the whole deal. If he took that Dodge Ram dually diesel, took his auger bits and put it down into that farm soil earth, all he would have to do is start the truck, put it in gear, and push on the accelerator, and he could just drive right out. They wouldn't even hold. It wouldn't even hold him from driving away.
Was there anybody else? So he's the main guy that's trying to stop. Is he trying to stop the twisters like Captain Planet style, or is he like, I just want to protect the people that are around that are going to get sucked up by
Is it
Mother
a
Nature?
purely scientific endeavor? What the hell is he doing out there?
Yeah, is he the
running around
hottest
with auger
scientist?
bits? And, I'm interested in your solution to this problem.
There is no.
I think he's just a cool hot guy that's like, let's go into the fucking abyss and see what happens.
Yeah.
Any hot girls want to come with me and maybe fuck in the storm, right?
Yep.
That was probably an alternate line that they cut out.
Oh, for sure. Ask Jelly.
Yeah.
That's your new best friend.
Yeah. My new dad buddy.
So, no, there's nothing. I mean, if you went out there to this location where you knew, by the way, the thing was going to set down, the twister, if you went down there and you went out there with a caisson rig and you put in 30-foot caissons and you got 5 foot into bedrock and then you took number 6 rebar and you made a cage 2 foot around and you put them down and then you pumped concrete in there and you connected them all via a 3 foot by 3 foot grade beam where you took all the rebar and tied the grade beam rebar into the caisson rebar and then pumped up probably about 35 to 50 yards of concrete into that and then took some didn't mean to insult you. J-bolts. You took some long J-bolts, like 3/4 J-bolts, and you buried them into the top of the caissons before you pumped the concrete, so that when the concrete dried, you had an all-thread 3/4 sticking out, but the J-bolt about 2 foot in, and tied into the number 6 rebar, and then bolted the truck to that. It still wouldn't work. It would not work.
For a hot guy, it always works.
It always works with the double dimple.
God's not going to let Glenn Powell, be on the wrong side of history.
God. 6 foot, I hear now on the screen. So all I
give or
had
take.
was short. That's all I could do.
Was there
all I got is short and or gay. That's all I got when I try to combat good-looking guys.
Now, the cowboy hat, is that, you also think, I guess I think of storm chasers and I think of like, ex-rabbis, like nebbishy, bearded, gnome-looking guys that are just like
straddles, the whole nine.
Yeah, just they're making a complete career switch, or guys who are like ex-weathermen or X-Men, guys that are just like, and I don't mean like X-Men now, they're women, like X-Men, like guys that are obsessed with Marvel, people that just love fantasy and they're like, dude, let's go out into the belly of the beast. Guys that read Moby Dick when they were 5 and they're like, dude, I could fight a shark or a whale. Like, give me with a dildo. I could smack a shark with a dildo. People that are just obsessed with weather and they want to like fucking go see what it's like live in the flesh, right? They saw Shrek 4D at Universal Studios. When Donkey sneezed, they got all wet. They fucking came in their pants. You know what I'm saying? These guys are fired up for life and they want to test the threshold of what's possible.
That's his
David
backstory.
Blaine style.
Yeah.
That's his backstory.
David Blaine style.
Well, yeah, the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the way Blaine is like, dude, I wonder if you could, put a fucking needle through your cock and pull it out your mouth,
He levitated for me once.
Dude, don't just say that and not continue to talk.
I know. He
Was it an OnlyFans? Was it a cameo?
He was hanging with Fiona Apple,
The story just got better.
who I was interviewing on Loveline.
Oh my God!
And he was just hanging out with her. I mean, having sex. And he tagged along to Loveline, and I didn't really know who he was. This was a long time ago. And I was walking to the bathroom in between commercial breaks, and he just looked at me and he went,
"Is this your card?" You're like, "Wow."
He
dude.
goes, "You want me to?" He just looked at me and goes, "I'm going to levitate." I said, well, I'm going to take a piss.
Yeah.
Well, so we both.
Please don't levitate above me and make me feel insecure.
So he turned his back to me about 3/4. Not full back, but sort of a 3/4 back turn. Turned, and then appeared to just rise.
Wow.
About 4 inches above. Now, the whole thing about levitation is it's essentially the moonwalk, which is when you're really good at it, it looks like something different than what it is.
Yeah.
The moonwalk looks like he's pedaling backwards, but he's really pushing forward.
Yes.
But when you're really good at it, he was so skilled at it that it just looked like he rose up. Now, I don't know how levitation works, but it's got like a 4-inch ceiling, evidently, because you can only go as high as the balls of your feet take you, and you have to turn. Obviously, if you can really levitate, you just kick off your Crocs, stretch your toes out, and go, look, go ahead, here I go. But he turned. And it was pretty fucking skilled.
Sure.
And then later on, I had a guy who was a magician who wasn't Blaine. Maybe it was Blaine. I don't think it was Blaine, but he was like, I'm going to bend this fork with my mind. And I'm like, okay.
Was there any conversation leading up to this, or was it also Blaine just kind of stopping?
Yeah,
in the
where's
hallway?
the pageantry in these magic tricks? These guys
he
just
stopped
If a
me in the
magician
hallway.
showed up in my bedroom at 2 a.m. and was like, "I'm going to take a shit in your laundry basket," I'm like, "Okay, well, where's the trick?"
Yeah, he did that.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying there's got to be some sort of a setup, right?
Not really. It was me walking to the bathroom and him heading me off at the pass.
It's like this guy wants to get his mind blown.
Right, and then him sliding in and going, "I'm going to levitate for you," and then later on, he or another magician, I can't remember they go, "I'm going to bend this fork, just using my mind," and I said, "All right, let me go get a fork," and he went, "I brought my own fork," and I thought, "Oh, you brought your own fork?"
Yikes,
but
dude.
that could be the fork that works with your mind. I got a kitchenette over here. I got forks.
Sorry.
I can get a fork. We got this fork. I'm like,
You really want to impress me? Bend a spork,
yeah, let me go down to
take it up a notch.
KFC and let's see what we can do here. So I wasn't that impressed because he brought his own fork, which made me think maybe it was a trick fork,
Probably was, yeah.
Probably. Otherwise, I'd just say, go to the kitchenette and go find me a fork and bring it back, and then I'm going to use prestidigitation. It's a good word,
It's a
right?
great word.
What happened to prestidigitation?
Glenn Powell probably doesn't use it.
Oh, he's probably at home right now working on his third dimple. He's like, I got 2.
How do I get a third going?
How do I get a fucking third?
It's like Kegels for the face.
Yeah, he's fucking doing it right now. He's chewing on a flip-flop, trying to get more jaw.
Mewing.
He probably sucks on
Trying
a
to get more
flip-flop.
jaw. Speaking of things that you should watch, I just watched I was doing shows in La Jolla at the Comedy Store, and we got an Airbnb, and so we're pool during the day and then hanging out at night, and after the shows we scrolled through Tubi. I've never scrolled through Tubi. Hey, guess what? A lot of stuff on there that you can't find anywhere else.
Really?
This isn't Tubi's not paying me to say this, but I'll tell you what we landed on after about 8 minutes of scrolling. A Lifetime movie about Michael Jackson through the eyes of the security guards.
Whoa.
And
What year?
Bro, I want to say probably early 2000s, maybe 2008,
Wow.
2009. And the guy playing Michael Jackson, because I saw the Michael Jackson musical about 3 months ago here in L.A. Phenomenal. So good that I was halfway through like, I don't think he did it.
Right.
Talent is blind. I'm
right.
like, this guy could moonwalk. There's no way he had time to smell a kid's butt, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then there is a scene towards the end where, you know, his security guard's like, Michael, you're working too hard, baby. You got to take it. You got to get some rest. You got to get a nap, Michael. You're pushing yourself. And Michael's like, you know, when I get stressed and overwhelmed and I get tired, I'd like to go into my room and put on wigs. And I was like, okay, he did it.
Right.
You know, that was a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But in the show, the guy playing him was not this guy in the musical who was phenomenal. It was I think an Asian guy who never stuck. You know when you see like a movie with someone who has to have a British accent, like let's say, you know, Brad Pitt does a movie.
Asian guy.
I think he was Asian, but
I think he was who played Michael Jackson.
Yes, here he is.
Do you think he was the guy who took over for Steve Perry?
It is an Asian guy. Navi. Is that no Pakistani? Look, okay, he looks kind of, I don't know what he is.
Remember the Journey lead singer became Asian?
Wait, now is this? Yes.
They're fucking taking over all our pop stars.
So he at one point, but also one scene he was like, he's like, make sure my kids are okay. And the next scene he was like, oh, fuck, I'm hungry. Like he just had a different voice. So my point is, Lifetime was definitely like, look, you look enough like him, but the voice is probably, because I'm sure in the audition he was like, look, I can do Michael for about 3 minutes, and then the impression, I'm hanging on for dear life. And it might sound a little Barney Rubble. It might go into James Earl Jones.
Right.
It was all over the place. Did it take me out of the movie? No, because it was a take on a Michael Jackson story that you hadn't seen.
No, because you're at an Airbnb with the guy who features for you and you're drinking and smoking pot and there's nothing better. You don't want quality at that point.
No.
You understand?
Yeah.
You don't want to watch
late-night
No
fix.
Country for Old Men, just like you don't want fine cuisine. You know what I mean? You want fucking chicken tenders and snowballs.
Oh, we had some Costco mac and cheese.
You want some fucking Costco mac and cheese. Like, you want shit at that hour. And that's something women never really understand. They don't understand bad entertainment hitting the spot. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, I don't know. My wife's super into Love Island, and I mean that is as bad as it gets.
Except for they're not looking that ironically.
Right.
They're serious about it. That's the scary part about women.
There's two. Yeah.
They don't understand. I got, we'll take a break. We got the news, but I will tell you guys in a second what everyone's about to have to do on my behalf. I'll do that right after this.
Moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
If Donald Trump becomes president, I will do the following. Punch myself in the eye with a spoon. Move to Barcelona. Drink a bottle of rum, then eat a homeless man's fart. Scream at a wall. Get into a heated argument with a stranger in a hot tub. Cut my dick off. Rip my dick off. Jump into a fire. Fight that guy in the hot tub some more. Let a pit bull bite my dick off. Shove a fat kid into a red tube slide at McDonald's and have him be stuck there for a while. Prank call my old middle school principal and tell her she's a fat bitch. Sneeze into a pregnant lady's mouth. And throw a bunch of Skittles at a midget's house. So come on, let's fix America. Vote no on Donald Trump.
Now for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Adam Ray, triumphant Adam Ray in the studio. He's got a stand-up special live from Comedy on State.
It's called Like and Subscribe is the name of the special.
Oh, live from Comedy on State. Adam Ray, stand-up special live.
No. It's an old one, maybe. That might be, that might be an old one. This one was shot at Comedy on State. It's called Like and Subscribe. It's on YouTube. In Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. So go to YouTube and watch.
And all the Dr. Phil specials are on there as well. And I actually did a Dr. Phil. I'm starting to do these one-on-one Dr. Phil interview things that for people that can't do the live show called Unfiltered, where it's like a sit-down one-on-one. So for the first pilot episode, I shot one day as myself and with a stand-in and one day as Phil. So we cut it together so it's one of those Phil interviewing me for about a half hour.
Beautiful.
You got to watch it, dude. I'll send you a link.
Send me a link.
It's really, and we had a few moments so that, because you're like, all right, you can't just cut to close-ups back and forth. Right. You have to have some moments where it looks like you're on the same. Yeah. So there's a moment where I go, how many fingers am I holding up? And I go, 1. And I go, congrats. You won yourself a Chewy bar. And I throw Adam a granola bar, and it's in the 2-shot, and it's as clean as you could want it to be.
Oh, now I'm going to watch.
Yeah. And then we are launching a Dr. Phil Live tour, I want to say, too. We're doing theaters. We just put on sale the Miller Theater in Philly on October 25th, Capital One Hall in D.C. We're doing the Beacon Theater in New York for comedy, New York Comedy Fest, November 15th. And we're going to be adding Celebrity Theater in Arizona, December 6th, and the Civic Center in San Diego on the December 7th. These are bigger venues. The store is $330. These are all going to be $2,500 500 and more. But I think it's going to translate. I'll probably be calling on you to fly out to one of these to make a surprise
I'd love
appearance.
to.
Okay, good.
So back to bad and weird and late. So I'm fixing to go to Laguna Seca to do my car race in, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And we're staying at the Airbnb, and it's all the car guys. And every night ends with 7 dudes in a living room at an Airbnb drinking scotch and then watching a horrible movie that I forced them to watch. We've watched The Specialist with Stallone. We've watched Cobra with Stallone. I'll dig deep and do a Jan Michael Vincent movie like Damnation Alley or something like bad 70s schlock.
Do you watch with the intent of watching, or is it almost like the old show that used to do that we did in Phoenix, where you watch it and kind of stop and start and commentate?
And there'll be some commentary going on. My poor son likes quality cinema.
Yeah.
You know? And so he just goes, why do we have to watch bad movies? Can't we watch good movies?
Yeah.
I'll go, you don't get it, boy.
It yet. Yeah.
Sit down.
You're spoiled.
Watch your dad drink scotch. And now we're watching a horrible movie from 1976 with Jan Michael Vincent. And he just can't wrap his mind around how fucking bad this movie is.
Wow.
But I'm like, this is part of your pilgrimage to becoming a man.
He grew up on Pixar, right?
That's right.
He doesn't know
likes
anything different.
Quality.
Yeah.
All right. You got some news and mayhem?
I do. A little hot button topic. Elon Musk is in the news. Says that his trans child was figuratively killed by the woke mind virus and vows to destroy it.
Let me ask you this. What do you think most America, Adam? Mayhem, I'll open this up to you, too. You think, you know, when you find out, like, most Americans, and you go, you know, most Americans have less than $400 in their savings account. You know, most Americans
that's
make...
not true. That's not true during COVID.
Sorry,
during COVID, I gave everybody $50 on Venmo.
Most Americans
I Venmo everybody $50.
Average $41,000 a year or something. Do you think if you got to that most American...
Yeah.
And you said, look, you got a 9-year-old boy, right? Yeah. Love him? Yeah. You'd be pretty pissed if we went gay or trans or any of that. And they go, fuck yeah, I'd be pissed if that happened because I make $41,000 a year and this is middle America. Okay, I'm going to give you a choice. I'm going to offer you a brand new Pontiac Trans Am. We're going to flip a coin, but if it lands on heads, your boy's transitioning. So there's a $61,000 car.
Yeah.
There's be way more. I mean, all you got is Glenn Powell's beat up Ram Dooley in the driveway. This is $61,000 Pontiac Trans Am. As a matter of fact, I'll get you the one Burt Reynolds drove in Smoking the Bandit. That thing's worth like $250K.
Up the ante.
But if it lands on tails, your son's transitioning.
So you're asking how many people would take that?
What percentage of those guys, especially if you got hold of them after like 3 beers?
Oh, my God. I think they'd all take the deal.
Don't you think?
Yeah, they'd all go for it.
I think
they'd want
would.
the car. Also, I think people in the Midwest, after a couple cocktails, are DFW, down for whatever. Second time I ever headlined, I was in Kansas City at the Improv, and I had 3 different sets of swingers. Only one were actually swingers. The other 2 were just like, you can fuck my wife and I'll watch if you want. And I was like,
wow.
Rain check? You know? And not to say that the woman didn't seem like they'd be a blast, but these guys didn't seem like the guys that were cool with it. I think they wanted to be cool with it. Also, I'm like, hey, man, I just started headlining. Maybe go down to one of the theaters and ask an actual comedian.
Right. So
like I struggled through 45 minutes.
So you think most would be down with the coin toss?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mayhem?
Well,
would you toss the coin?
I mean, I don't have a son, but I mean, sure. Let's get into
See,
this
my
toss.
thing is I'm wealthy, but I am also a car guy, so I think I have to do that.
I think also when you get drunk in the Midwest and you get this like overwhelming sense of just like, there's no way God would let that happen anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
There'd be divine, like Trump's ear.
Yes.
Like there's intervention.
Yes. What do you think of those bandages, by the way? Would you wear one of those bandages? If you were somebody out there that was a diehard, there's certain things. Look, you wear the shirt of the band that you like, right? So there's some sort of a comparison there. But
I'll wear my Journey shirt, but with the Asian kid on it.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Not the Steve Perry one.
Yeah,
a new Journey.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, you're progressive.
Well, the interesting thing about this story is that he said that he was kind of tricked into letting his kid go on puberty blockers.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Puberty
when
blockers.
things are new, people tend to sort of go along, especially if. See, when there's nothing, let's just say there's no stigma or energy or societal whatever attached to something. Like when people go, well, man, the Patriots, man, they're a dynasty. And then people will have no problem go, fuck them, I'm from New York, I'm not a Trump, fuck the Patriots. You know, I said fuck the Patriots way more after they got really popular and good. But you can't do that with COVID or Black Lives Matter or trans, whatever. When shit comes along, people go, I agree with. Essentially, I don't want to get into trouble.
Right.
I don't want to get ostracized. I'm not stepping. I'm going along with COVID. I'm going along with BLM. I'm going along with the trans, whatever, because I don't want to get thrown out of the society or the cocktail parties I attend. So people, and then at a certain point, people wake up a little to it. But I get at the beginning. You know, my thing is I got boy-girl twins, and if they wanted to transition one of my kids, and I think this is a fair take. I would assume it'd be my daughter. My son's, he wants to watch good quality cinema, not dad drink and watch Damnation Alley, Chad Michael Vincent, Ernest Borgnine.
Well, nobody's perfect.
But here's a policy. If she wants to transition my daughter into a boy, I'm going to be like, that's fine, but I got boy-girl twins, and that's permanent.
Yeah.
So you can transition into the boy, but you're going to have to talk the boy into cutting his dick off. I'm not buying new clothes. You know what I mean? I got boy-girl twins.
I do, yeah.
So walk down the hall,
if
make
you can have that
pitch.
conversation.
If it works, tell me.
Totally. Shark Tank it up.
Yeah, I'll cut a check tonight. But you're going to have to talk the boy into it because I got boy-girl twins.
Yeah, you're not fucking that ratio
I got two boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it caused a
I think that's
huge
fair.
rift.
Don't you?
I have no problem with that.
I think it's progressive.
I think Judge
Well,
Judy would agree.
Yeah.
It caused a huge rift, and his now son, daughter now.
How old now is that?
18 now, and has changed his name back to the mother's last name.
I would be the greatest Elon Musk son ever.
Yeah?
I'd just be like, what do you want to do tonight, Papa? What are you going to do? Hey, looking good, Dad. You lost weight?
Yeah.
I bet you have. The fucking genius. You're a genius.
You're a genius.
What do I do?
Yeah. Beef him up.
I'll get another Tesla. I got some ideas about where we could tunnel. You know what I mean? You were talking about Sepulveda Pass. I know, I've been working out stuff. What do you need, Dad? You need a cold one? Someone could use a cold one. Sit down. Let me get your slippers.
Wow.
I'll get you slippers.
Yeah.
Hey, Elon Musk, if he was your dad, I'd be like, I'm going to be flying rocket ships, burrowing through the Sepulveda Pass, driving an electric car before. I'll drive the Tesla with the 700-mile range before anyone ever sees one for 3 years. Like Leonardo DiCaprio won't get his fucking hands on this car for 3 full years. I'll be circling the globe. But I would do nothing but kiss that guy's ass.
You never have to work if you're Elon Musk's kid, right?
Well, unless you go full transition and then he disowns you and now you're dead to him. Like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And this has implications for California, too, because of this kind of woke leftist thing, he vowed to move the California headquarters for SpaceX to Texas. So he's out of Hawthorne, over to Texas, done. Yeah, he's really.
Listen, when your dad is Jim Carolla, you don't need to do a lot of ass kissing because that dog don't hunt. You know what I mean? It's not like, well, he's going to leave me his Bugatti collection one day.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. My dad's got a flugelhorn that I bought him 7 years ago. That's all he's worth. He's got nothing. You don't need to kiss Jim Carolla's ass for 10 seconds. But if your dad is Elon Musk,
I think so.
You fucking better.
Is there I'm going to give you a choice of dads, and you tell me which one you would take. If it was a game show hosted by Lopez, called Pick a New Dad, right?
Okay.
I'm going to give you some choices of dads, some from TV, some from the film world.
Okay.
All right, here we go. In no particular order. Tom Selleck. I'm going to list you 5, and you give me the reasons why or why not.
All right.
Tom Selleck.
All right, you want me to jump in or you want to keep going?
What's more fun? List of 5 and then you go down the line, or?
I'll jump in. Selleck, too tall, too good looking. You couldn't bring any chicks home without them going like, where's your dad? Maybe we could hang out with him a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then there'd be that thing where you'd be 19 and you'd try to grow your first mustache and you'd like walk in and you'd be going, it's coming in pretty good right here. Hold my beer.
You dumb fucking idiot.
fucking idiot.
You fucking piece of shit. Yeah. He
Bring
definitely-
around the Ferrari 308. I'm going to take my mustache for a walk.
He's also, dude. He's also the dad that has no, like, let's say you bring over like your chubby best friend. He has no problem being like, "Hey, Jacob, I'm surprised you can see the soccer ball out there with your big ass tits bopping you in the face."
Yeah.
And
So
you're like,
he's
"Oh,
up.
Mr. Selleck,
Too perfect.
too perfect."
Too good.
All right, so Selleck's out. Reginald Vell Johnson from Family Matters.
Also, you could never break into acting because
No.
he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
That even when he's doing those mutual home refund commercials, I'm like, that guy's
perfect.
got chops.
He's perfect.
He's taking his time. It's a 60-second spot. And he's finding moments in it. You know, and he's no fucking bum rush, no Billy Mays selling a sham wow. He's like walking, sits on a dock, looks at a pond, takes a few beats, turns toward the camera. Very conversational, very organic.
That's what he's built for. He has conversational, organic. Also, I bet I would be willing to say that if you put Glenn Powell and Tom Selleck across from each other to swap sex stories.
Or sex stories, yeah.
Or dimples, I'm willing to bet that Selleck's just beat him by a...
It's too much man. All right, dad from Alf?
No, the dad from Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Oh, okay. You know, he's funny, diverse.
Yep.
You know, I think people would like the diversity.
Sure.
I don't, my cabinet is not that diverse.
Sure.
You know, I'm, as I say to people, I'm not racist, but I'm on the spectrum.
Sure.
You know, we're all have thoughts about groups,
We're
you know.
all on the spectrum a little bit.
And I think a black dad would be helpful. Did he play a cop in that?
In Die Hard?
sitcom?
Yes,
No,
he did play
in
in
Family
Die Hard
Matters.
also.
Yeah.
Was he cop in Family Matters?
Yes,
Yes.
he was, yeah.
I like the law
Totally.
on my side, you know, so for those reasons, I feel pretty good, but I don't know who the third offering is.
Well, the third offering is going to throw you off a bit. And it's, it was a late addition. And I know that he is not a dad currently, but I think he's looking to be once he gets out of jail, and that's Jared from Subway.
That's strong.
So he's sitting on a lot of cash. Obviously, he's looking to, shift his image into a lighter sphere.
I think when he gets out, he could move over to Quiznos. And the reason I say that, or, Jersey Mike's, like,
Dear God, is that him in jail?
Get rid of Danny DeVito.
Oh my God. Why does he kind of look like Gary, who used to work here?
He does look like Gary Smith, yeah. And he's slender.
He's slender.
Slimmed down,
Wow.
Smiling.
He's
tan.
but this is what happens when a guy...
When's he due to get out, is the question.
Oh, boy. You know what? I think he was like, I need to drop so much weight that I'm unrecognizable. Because he looks like he's going through something. Like he looks like he's a couple days fresh off of like some sort of, being in remission. He's
got a little AIDS. He's got a little AIDS. All right, here's what my thing.
He's also dressed like a J.C. Penney like model that they were like, he sent in this picture to J.C. Penney and they're like, yeah, we're all good, man. Your legs are too hairy and you fuck kids.
He's out in 5 short years.
He's out in 5 years.
Oh, wow.
That feels way too soon.
You know what you should do? You should do a crazy political stunt where you pick him up at prison.
Yeah.
And then people are like, comedian Adam Ray.
Oh, no, I'll do his Joe.
Why are you picking up from prison? And you just go, I live near the prison. I was on my way to the
my
airport,
God.
and he was getting out on that day, so I'll give him a ride.
I knew he wasn't going to have a ride.
I knew he was going to have a ride.
I knew no one's going to step up and be
He
that
probably
friend.
doesn't have an Uber app because he's been in the joint. His phone smells like asshole.
What is your first? Yeah, what is your first move if you're Jared from Subway and you get out of jail? Do you go
telling you
to Subway.
I'm telling you the move. No. You go to Quiznos, and you go. You've just found your new spokesperson for Quiznos, and they go, what? And you go, listen to me. Subway's got a 61% market share. Jersey Mike's got a 38%. Quiznos, you guys are 7.3% of the market share in the sandwich department.
Yeah.
Okay, would you like to make a move? Would you like to make a bold move?
Yeah.
Because you're not duking it out for the top spot. No. You're fucking bringing up the rear Quiznos. This whole, it's toasty. People have toasters. It's 2029 because I just got paroled. So I jumped ahead. So listen to me, Quiznos.
Subway just came out with a 9-foot-long cookie. Like they're desperate.
Do you remember back in the day when there'd be that jelly commercial, Smucker's Jelly? Yeah. And you know what their motto was?
What?
With a name like Smucker's, you got to be good.
That's all it took?
They went right to number one with a name. Find the commercial, Byron. With a name like Smuckers, you got to be good. Now,
That was better than their first slogan. Even the Jews like it.
yeah. Now I will be your new spokesperson, and I will address the elephant in the room. Convicted pedophile.
Yeah.
New spokesperson for Quiznos. Yeah, that's how good our sandwiches are. And I drop the fucking mic and I walk away. Yeah. And I'll do it in underoos.
Wow.
I'll do this shit in kids' pajamas.
Yeah.
All right. And you don't think America's going to talk?
They're going to talk, yeah.
P.T. Barnum said there's no bad publicity.
People are going into Quiznos just to see.
They will fucking come in. You better have a lot of provolone ready to go the following day, because there's going to be a rush on your shit. And look, it's okay. I'm sure Smucker's ad was controversial in 1977. They went, that's my grandfather's name. We're the Smuckers family. Yeah, but it's a lame name.
Yeah.
Well, this is that. 49 years later, because I'm poor old. We have the commercial. It's a real commercial from my childhood. And I remember being young going,
these guys nailed it.
Yeah, he's saying, our product is so good, we have this shit name.
Yeah. What do you think's better, that or Little Caesars just pizza? I mean, what's lazier?
The laziest is What Can Brown Do For You?
Oh, yeah.
And rapper poet Common. Just going, Common. You don't want like Malibu G-Wagon or something cool? No, just Common.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. All right, let's see the commercial. Sorry.
Is Smucker's
always a
grape jelly
kid.
your favorite?
Naturally.
Did you know that Smucker's has no artificial
Same music
ingredients?
playing behind
You know
Jared
the
for my
fresh taste
quizzes.
of strawberries in the morning?
Naturally.
Yeah, this is like Nintendo
Smucker's
pregame
is
music.
naturally good because it's naturally made. No preservatives, artificial flavoring, or coloring. So naturally, Smucker's
I'll have
is
hero shots of the
America's favorite.
sandwich.
You
Wow.
like the big
Mom
18
just
ounce
slaving
jar?
away.
Naturally.
I love my life. My husband told me to make 48 sandwiches by 9 p.m. or I have to move out. With a name like Smuckers, it's got to be good.
But you got to have one that says, with a name like, I would call that the Smucker's Naturally Good campaign.
Yeah.
But I would look for the one where he says, Byron, with a name like Smucker's.
It's got to be
It has to be good. It says it, but then we'll say it in the thing. All
Is
right,
that Casey
sorry.
Kasem doing the VO? With a name like Schmuckers, it's got to be good.
It sounded like
I don't know if he did VO.
there was an actor who was in. All right, now Dawson's got to look. There was an old-timey actor who got to be an old-timey actor for a long time. And he was in a TV series called The Paper Chase. And he was old-timey, and you'll kind of remember the name. And he did a lot of VO work. And he had a weird first name that was like Chancellor Johnson or something. It was a weird name. He had a weird first name. He was one of these guys that.
It's John Houseman.
Oh, is that John Houseman?
Nice.
Oh, he was in The Paper Chase, but that's not the guy who did that voice. There's somebody else. You got to read. All right, I'll figure out this actor. It's going to drive me nuts. Go ahead, Mayhem Miller.
Well, also in the news, a mind-boggling story. A woman shoots baby in the leg over
Yeah.
$100 drug debt.
Yeah, look, we don't know if that baby was eyeballing her.
I know.
Could have been
That was my
eyeballing
first
her.
thought. Philadelphia woman accused of shooting a 7-month-old baby in the leg over $100 narcotics debt, police said.
I'm surprised what people will do over, $100. We're almost at the point. I mean, we're getting to the point where the $100 is a tip when you and 4 of your buddies go out to a steakhouse and have a few martinis and a few appetizers. We're now in tip territory, but people still shoot babies for $100.
Wow. Yeah. The shooting occurred on July 18th around 5:52 p.m. Kind of late afternoon in a neighborhood in northeast Philadelphia. Police said in a news release. When police arrived at the scene, they found evidence of gunfire, but no victims. Shortly after beginning their investigation, police learned about a baby who had been shot in the leg and taken to a hospital by a private vehicle.
You know what, though? That baby is going to go on to great things. Because that's the kind of story, when they're telling in the Olympics in 2061,
Shot as a baby.
and they're going, now has his eyes set on the 220 hurdles. Shot as an infant.
Yeah.
They said he wouldn't walk. Boom. Here we are.
They said he wouldn't walk.
Yeah.
They said he would never hurdle.
They'd never hurdle. But now here he is.
And then they
shot in the leg.
And then they interviewed the doctor that was like, well, I mean, it's not a crazy thing for me to say that the baby was shot and it would never walk. It was a fucking baby. It was like, everyone's acting like I'm the dickhead. Like, all right, dude, you got to take it down a notch. This is the Olympics.
I don't think doctors actually hand out the "you'll never walk again" as liberally.
Who comes in and deliver that?
I don't think anyone does that. I don't. First off, the person's been in a horrific car accident. They come out of the coma. They're going to be bedridden for the next 6 months. Is there really how much information about, you know what I mean?
Don't kick them while they're down.
Yeah, you're going to be, look, you're going to be in bed for a while. You can watch your Price is Right. Here's some Jell-O. You just chillax. We're going to get like potential things if you'll never. Did you like pickleball?
Sure.
Never. Not playing pickleball.
What about jumping
jacks? Can I have your racket?
Yeah. Oh,
no.
God.
What'd you call it? Jumping what?
Jumping jacks.
All right. Anything with the word jumping in it. Gone. You understand? Unless you're pushed out of an airplane and attached to an instructor. But there will be no jumping for you.
Man.
Any other shit you like to do?
I don't know. I'm pretty into
wakeboarding?
Yeah.
Never going to happen.
What about standing up fucking?
No.
What?
No. Barely missionary. I don't think you pull off doggy without a grab bar, son.
Barely missionary feels like every porn that Mormons have seen from ages 20 to 25.
We have the Smuckers one that I probably would have preferred in the first place because it has the words in it.
Smuckers picks the best fruit, so American families pick Smuckers. That's because Smuckers tastes naturally delicious. No preservatives, no artificial ingredients. Smuckers insists on the best fresh fruit taste. Always has, always will. So you can trust the taste of Smuckers, flavor after flavor, jar after jar. With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
This part of the Jared presentation, I'm going to roll this.
I think you play this up top, and then you just cut immediately hard cut to a picture of Jared.
No, I'm going to pull a graph out.
Okay.
And we go Smuckers before with a name like Smuckers, because it used to be Smuckers back in the 70s. They would just go jelly, jelly, like the pizza.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, didn't work.
Right.
They were pulling up the rear. They had 14% of the market share. Then we went with this controversial campaign.
Yeah.
86% of the market share.
Wow.
6 months later, Quiznos, are you ready for a rocket sled ride to the moon?
I don't think you can handle it.
And look, everyone loves Toasty. There's no doubt. But tell that to fucking Subway. Because they are literally eating your lunch. You see this pitch? It's strong, right?
I think Quiznos can also come out, if they're looking for a plan B, they can also just come out and be like, we got a new turkey ranch in Swiss. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
You know, it's also something we don't do? Fuck kids. Hi, we're Quiznos. Remember Subway and all that kid fucking?
Listen, can I be honest with you?
We got tasty meats, but no tasty kids.
I was going to go with Timberlake, but then he got that DUI, and I don't want that kind of negativity attached to this campaign. That's why I'm going with Jared.
Okay.
First off,
he's cheaper.
He's got a name. Fogel. From Subway's not a name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not the sheriff of Nottingham.
Wow,
you understand? The sheriff has a name.
Yeah.
And there's a new sheriff in town. And there's Jared Fogel.
I forgot his last name was Fogel. That sounds rapey.
Yeah.
Like the name sometimes gives you everything you need to know.
You know, I don't
Carolla,
know.
that guy's not doing damage. That guy stays in his lane.
He knows.
Fogel, dude, that's close to Fraggle, and they live downstairs.
I don't know. Now, it could be shortened.
If this guy shows up to a pickup game at 24-hour fitness, you're you're just looking at him being like, dude, you look like you sweat too much. Just stay on the perimeter. Can you shoot threes? He's like, how many kids? You go, no, dude, can you shoot threes?
I'm gonna rep him when he gets out.
Okay.
All right, you pick him up at the prison, bring him to my office.
I mean, this guy, dude, he can't, guys that can't smile, he doesn't even know how to smile anymore. Not that he ever did. You know what's so funny about that documentary, too? Nothing's funny about it. That was a weird way to start that sentence.
The Michael Jackson one?
No, the Fogel one.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's fucking wild. The way he got caught it's fascinating. What I also forgot is how famous he was.
Yeah.
It opens up by people in high school talking about him in college, and he was just a nice, unassuming guy, and he was big. We were all kind of worried for him. And then all of a sudden she sees him in the local paper, and it's like, local fat fuck, like loses 300 pounds eating tuna rolls, you know? And then and then all of a sudden she sees him on, and then Subway picked it up because
There was a local story that was done where he was like, I just ate Subway sandwiches for 14 days and I lost. Look, these used to be my pants and now these are my pants.
Yeah.
And so Subway was like, dude, you're doing all the work for us. And I guess what I am getting at is that like the ads, they were like, I mean, he was on every show. He was like the Johnny Manziel of sandwiches. Remember how Manziel was the most famous guy in the world for about 3 years?
In a world and flow from the insurance commercial,
I'd argue to say he's more famous,
more popular than David Hasselhoff or whoever, but celebrity, because you go, oh, Lena Dunham. It's like, 300,000 people watched Girls and no one gave a fuck. You know what I mean? Now, things can be darlings of the New York Times and things like that, but
he had universal appeal.
There's no real viewership anymore. This guy, and you do that too, where you go like, well, this guy does a late night show, but he does it on Netflix. And you go, I don't have Netflix, but this guy's on every net. He's on every network.
Every network, man.
You see him everywhere.
He made the rounds. He was doing radio interviews, TV spots. Leno would be like, how many sandwiches a day do you eat? And he was like, well, when I have to fit it in between all the kids, What do you mean? We're going to take a break.
Who wouldn't recognize Jared from Subway by name?
Well, by name, yeah.
Not by body.
It's synonymous now. You think of Subway, I think of Jared right after.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But not if I'm Quiznos.
Well, now you're going to think Quiznos. It's going to work.
It's going to work. It's not bad.
I'm telling you it's going to work.
I don't know if I'll pick them up, but I'll definitely support the change.
Okay.
Last news story we got is the Secret Service director resigns after the Trump shooting. Yeah. Her name is Kimberly Cheadle, is thrown in the towel at a federal agency after the bungled attempted assassination of Donald Trump and all the scrutiny that's followed.
Yeah, see, they should... If you get run over and killed in a car, you want to get killed on the way to the gym.
Yeah.
Not on the way home from the gym.
Right.
You don't want to fucking run on a treadmill for 45 minutes and sweat your ass off and then be walking home from the gym and get cleaned out by a drunk driver. Totally. You know what I mean? And when you're going to resign from being the head of the Secret Service, you want to do it before you step into Congress and get railed on by Republicans over and over and completely verbally destroyed and pummeled for 11 hours.
Yes.
Do it on the way in. Don't go fucking take the destruction that you just received and then bow out. Now, I think she had another day coming her way too, but she just had to sit there and get verbally abused for 17 hours, and then she went home and quit. And it's all on tape, by the way, now. She could have saved herself that by doing this. But let's really work out conspiracy theories for a second.
All right.
Now, I was telling this to Dr. Drew, but I want to get your guys' take on this. There's two types of conspiracy theories, and some are sort of, I don't subscribe to the full tinfoil hat. I've said I don't have a tinfoil hat, but it's a yarmulke. It doesn't cover the whole head, but it's starting to grow a little bit, the tinfoil yarmulke. But I thought to myself, all right, you talk about the last election, and you go, oh, there's people that think they hacked into the Dominion vote counting machines and ballot box stuffing and all kinds of shadowy figures at night, And then I go, well, that's a conspiracy theory. Maybe it lives in some reality, but I don't really buy into that. But there's another election was hacked theory, which is the 51 experts from the CIA and the FBI signed a document that said Hunter Biden's laptop is fake and it's Russian collusion. And then Biden pulled that out during the debate and said they've signed it because the CIA and the FBI doesn't want Trump to be president. Neither does CNN. And then CNN gets hold of the story and goes, yeah, it's all true. And the laptop's not fake. And then they put a story up and they take it down from social media. That is election tampering, but it's believable election tampering.
Right.
It's not conspiracy theory. So you got a chick, and she runs the Secret Service. And she's a friend of Jill Biden because she was on her detail when she was vice president. When he was vice president, she needed her own detail. And evidently, this woman was a Secret Service agent that was on her detail.
Yeah.
And they became friends, probably only 2 women in the room half the time, but a lot of time in the back of limos, a lot of time hanging out in hotel rooms and clearing hallways and stuff. And so when Joe Biden became president, Jill Biden, who seems to have some input with Joe. And by the way, everyone who becomes president has to disavow their fucking nutbag wife right at the inauguration, right? Just go, listen, I'm telling you 3 things. We're going to fight like hell for this country. I'm going to bring us back to the world stage and get us respect. And I'm not going to listen to my fucking nutjob shrew of a wife. She'll have no influence. Don't worry about it. I'll let the bitch live with me. But there's no fucking way she's affecting policy any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, sweetheart. Yeah, bring it in. Yeah, so he appoints her head of the Secret Service, probably because Jill went, hey, you know who I like? She's good. She's been around for 27 years. A little diversity. Get a female in there. It's never been before. Your president likes a diverse cabinet. Do that. And Joe probably went like,
Oh, sure. Well, we all got cabinets. We put stuff in them. We can do whatever we want with our cabinet. Put some Frosted Flakes in there.
Right. He got interviewed like 5 days ago, and they're like, Joe, have you spoke to the head of the Secret Service? He's like, I haven't spoken to him yet. It's like, it's not it. It's a chick. Okay. Maybe he wasn't that involved with the process, but Jill does it. All right. Jill Biden has to hate Donald Trump. I mean, and not only hate Donald Trump, thinks he may be Hitlerian, thinks this may be the end of democracy, right? So now you got Jill Biden, she hates Trump, and then you got the head of Secret Service, and she presumably hates Trump as well because she's appointed friends with Jill and appointed by Joe. So here's the conspiracy theory that makes sense. It's not 2 shooters or this guy's got a burner phone and he's talking to the Kremlin or this 20-year-old guy's been corrupted by the Iranian government or something like that. It's more of a simple Occam's razor type conspiracy theory, which is the Trump campaign calls the chick and goes, hey, can we get a couple more guys out here? You know, we're drawing huge crowds. You know, Joe's not pulling. He's not drawing quite, but we got a lot of people showing up, and we could use a little more Secret Service protection. You throw a few assets our way, and she'll go, hold on a second. Jill, guess who wants what? This guy wants me to fucking send more so I can what? Help him win?
Yeah.
How about he uses some of his own fucking money that he's been using to pay off porn stars and fucking hire a few security guys? Hold on, let me come back. Yeah, listen, we're stretched pretty thin about now, but good luck with local guys out there. All right, thank you very much. Well, that part makes sense.
Yeah.
That part makes sense.
Totally.
Why are you helping?
No.
The person you're running against, especially if that guy's Hitler. What if Hitler's security detail called in? Yeah, the Fuhrer's pretty. He's the Fuhrer. He's got his lederhosen in a bunch. He says he wants more protection. I'd be like, yeah, well, tell Adolf he's on his own. Yeah, maybe that mustache will protect him. All right,
Tom Selleck was protected.
Tom would, but that part makes sense to me. All right, Adam Ray, let me give you a plug.
Please.
Jason Mayhem Miller, let me give you a plug as well. Adam, where do we go for who has more going on than you?
Well, we got AdamRayComedy.com for all my tour dates. I'm in Providence on Thursday for 2 sold-out shows of the Comedy Connection. There are still some tickets left in Boston, Friday and Saturday at Laugh Boston, and then Sunday 2 shows in Jersey at the Stress Factory. First show sold out, second show still rocking. Next week at the Punchline in San Francisco, August 1st through the 3rd, and then Pittsburgh Improv, August 15th through the 17th. Dr. Phil Live shows once a month at the Comedy Store will sold out through November. The theater shows, again, Philly, DC on the 25th and 26th of October. The Beacon in New York, November 15th. All that at AdamRayComedy.com, as well as my podcast about last night. And I'll be on Impractical Jokers on Thursday. I'm in a new Paul Feig movie with John Cena that drops on August 12th, I believe, on Amazon Prime called Jackpot with Awkwafina. And then, hopefully my own show soon. Trying to ride this bump,
Yeah.
That's been the plan the whole time.
Bump,
yeah,
man.
Ride the bump, just like my son. Ride the bump.
Mayhem.
No one knows about bumps more than Hunter.
You went Twitter, Instagram.
Oh, yeah, and I'm on TikTok now.
All right,
gotta be,
look,
baby.
Look for the proper technique. All right, we'll bring in television producer, a guy did Alien Autopsy and a million other shows as well. That's Robert Kiviat, and we'll do that right after.